She seems almost like a dream come true, a perfect person in human form. Her words sound graceful. Her eyes make you feel like she understands you better than you understand yourself. Whatever you like, she says she likes too. Whatever joke you make, she laughs at just the right moment. She makes you feel like you are the most important person in her world, and for a while, you believe you've found someone who completes you. But under this perfect picture, something feels slightly wrong, like a small crack in clear glass. Maybe it's the smile that doesn't fully reach her eyes, or how quickly she pushes the relationship forward in a way that feels too fast. Maybe it's the sudden change in her when she doesn't get what she wants, or the quiet way she tries to pull you away from the people who care about you. Most dismiss such signals. They tell themselves that brilliance sometimes carries eccentricity, that passion often burns in extremes. You excuse the unease because she is magnetic, intoxicating, unlike any woman you've ever met. But what if the very qualities that drew you in were never evidence of love, but rather warnings of a darker nature? What if what stands before you is not a dream, but a hunter cloaked in disguise? Few dare to speak of it, but the shadowed corridors of psychology reveal a truth that society resists acknowledging: the existence of the female psychopath. For centuries, the word predator has been reserved for men. Aggression, domination, violence, these we have been taught to fear in masculine form. But the most dangerous hunters are not always the ones who bare their teeth openly. Sometimes they arrive cloaked in softness, carrying the mask of warmth, appearing fragile, disarming. Society has trained us to see women as nurturers, caretakers, victims, but rarely as predators. This cultural blind spot creates the perfect camouflage, a hunting ground where the unsuspecting walk willingly into the trap. The female psychopath thrives here. She exploits our instinct to protect, our urge to provide, our unconscious belief that softness equals safety. She does not need physical strength to conquer. Her battlefield is the mind. She wages war not with fists, but with calculated words, shifting emotions, and the kind of manipulation so subtle it feels like devotion. While you play at romance, she plays at strategy. You think you're sharing love, she thinks she's executing a campaign. And this is what makes her invisible. When was the last time you were warned to watch for a dangerous woman? How often are men told to protect their resources, their psyche, their dignity, from the smiling woman across the table? Almost never. Our danger detectors are tuned to male aggression, not female charm. Thus, she moves through social spaces unnoticed. A party, a workplace, a cafe, a dating app, her presence raises no alarms. She studies quietly, observes silently, and once she chooses her target, the game has already begun. To understand her methods, you must first grasp the difference between two dark archetypes: the psychopath and the sociopath. Their behaviors often overlap, yet their roots and patterns diverge in crucial ways. The psychopath is born, not made. Her brain is not like yours, nor like mine. From birth, her neurological structure has been shaped by absence, missing the wiring for empathy, remorse, and authentic emotional connection. She can wear the mask of humanity with flawless precision, but behind it lies a void. To her, people are not souls, but instruments, not companions, but tools. She does not feel guilt because her brain cannot produce it. She does not know empathy because the pathways that generate it do not exist within her. She does not bond in love, for her biology denies her the capacity for it. Yet this lack is what grants her strength in the game of control. Where most people are restrained by conscience, she is unburdened. Where you hesitate out of compassion, she advances with precision. Her manipulation is not chaotic. It is studied, methodical, sometimes unfolding over months or even years. She knows what she wants, and she will take it without pause. The sociopath, however, is forged, not born. Trauma, neglect, abuse, and a hostile environment carve her psyche into instability. Unlike the psychopath, she has fragments of empathy, shards of guilt, but they are inconsistent, unreliable, fractured by pain. Where the psychopath is cold and deliberate, the sociopath is volatile and reactive. Her chaos erupts in sudden storms, her cruelty mixed with moments of genuine remorse that vanish as quickly as they appear. She is dangerous not because she plans with patience, but because she does not. She lashes, she deceives, she burns bridges and lives in the ruins without looking back. Understanding this difference is essential. The psychopath dismantles you with patience, like a chess master, while the sociopath engulfs you with erratic emotional hurricanes. The former is precise destruction, the latter, chaotic devastation. Both can leave your mind in ruins, but in different rhythms and tempos of collapse. Modern neuroscience confirms these patterns. The brains of psychopaths reveal abnormalities in regions tied to empathy and moral reasoning. The amygdala, responsible for fear and emotional processing, is dysfunctional. The prefrontal cortex, our compass for moral restraint, shows irregular activity. The temporal lobes, which allow us to read emotions in others, are impaired. Yet, paradoxically, the reward system of the brain is hyperactive. When a psychopath deceives, controls, or dominates, her brain floods with dopamine. For her, manipulation is not just useful, it is pleasurable. The same way a drug addict craves a high, she craves the thrill of control. This is why she does not merely manipulate to achieve her aims. She manipulates because it feels good. The game itself becomes her drug. Lies roll from her tongue without hesitation. And unlike ordinary people who feel anxiety when deceiving, her body registers no stress. Her performance is flawless, her confidence unshaken. The sociopath's brain tells a different story. Her volatility is rooted in scars, emotional wounds that warped her perception of safety and trust. Her world is painted in threat, and she believes survival demands preemptive aggression or deceit. She does not manipulate because it thrills her. She manipulates because she believes she must. Her life taught her that if she does not control first, she will be controlled. The female psychopath, more than her male counterpart, has mastered the art of mimicry. She studies people as an actor studies roles, learning to perform emotions she does not feel. She becomes your ideal partner, your mirror, your fantasy. What feels like a soulmate bond is nothing more than reflection, calculated through observation. Normal relationships evolve slowly, through trial, error, and genuine discovery. She skips the process, presenting you with perfection already sculpted to fit your insecurities. Her devotion is never authentic. It is transactional. Every act of care is weighed against what she gains. She is not giving, she is investing, calculating the maximum return. And when the scales tip, when she has extracted what she sought, her interest evaporates. She grows restless, bored, hungry for new prey. Her life is not a search for happiness, but for stimulation, conquest, acquisition. The sociopath, by contrast, is impulsive. She is not patient enough for long campaigns. Her destruction is immediate, unpredictable, often leaving even herself bewildered by the intensity of her reactions. One moment tender, the next cruel. Her inconsistency binds her victims in trauma bonds, a dizzying cycle of affection and rejection that enslaves the heart more effectively than chains. Childhood reveals much about these paths. The future psychopath often shows chilling traits early, unmoved by suffering, cruel to peers or animals, immune to punishment. Yet society overlooks them, excusing coldness in girls as maturity or independence, mislabeling manipulation as charm or leadership. She grows with sharpened tools, unchecked. The future sociopath, meanwhile, survives abuse or neglect. Her mistrust of humanity is not inborn, but carved into her by betrayal. This tragic origin does not absolve her, but it explains the roots of her storms. She often weaponizes her pain as part of manipulation, weaving tragic backstories to provoke guilt and disarm accountability. In adulthood, their paths diverge further. The psychopath often ascends to power, law, medicine, politics, corporate empires, environments where ruthlessness is rewarded and conscience is a liability. Her lack of hesitation makes her formidable. She hides behind success, cloaks her predation in professionalism, and thrives where compassion falters. The sociopath, erratic and unstable, struggles with consistency. She burns through jobs, homes, and relationships, cycling in and out of chaos. She gravitates toward environments that tolerate disorder, or industries that mask volatility. Criminality too reflects the difference. The psychopath plans meticulously, calculating risks, crafting deception with precision. Fraud, theft, betrayal, all masked beneath charm and apparent innocence. She manipulates not only individuals but systems, even courts of law, often escaping consequence by feigned vulnerability or rehearsed remorse. The sociopath's crimes are sloppy, impulsive, born of rage or opportunity. Her conscience may sting briefly, but it never rewrites her actions. Science continues to confirm what intuition whispers. Brain imaging shows us the hollowness where empathy should reside, the abnormal pleasure pathways that reward cruelty, the very architecture of a predator mind. And while popular culture has painted its monsters in male faces, the female predator exists, moving quietly behind the curtain of gendered expectation. She is harder to detect, for we do not expect her. Consider, then, your own life. Reflect on the woman who seemed too perfect, whose stories of victimhood seemed rehearsed, whose rapid intimacy felt like fate. Reflect on those who blurred boundaries, who thrived in drama, who left chaos in their wake. Your instincts are not paranoid, they are signals. To ignore them is to offer yourself as prey. This knowledge is not meant to breed suspicion of every smile, but awareness, not paranoia, but perception. For the mask of charm hides many faces, and behind some of them lies a hunger that will never be filled. Your safety rests not in fear, but in vision. The vision to see past performance, to sense the hollow beneath the beautiful disguise. And so, you begin to see that what feels like love at first sight may instead be a performance perfected over years. A script written not with affection, but with calculation. The female psychopath lives through roles, through mimicry, through the endless masks she wears, yet beneath them all is a hollow that can never be filled. The sociopath burns with the chaos of her past, tearing through lives like a storm that cannot quiet itself. Both leave devastation, though one carves it slowly with surgical precision, while the other unleashes it suddenly with volcanic force. What protects you is not suspicion of every woman, but the ability to trust the deeper voice within that whispers when something is off. It is the courage to recognize that beauty can conceal danger, that charm can be weaponized, and that intimacy rushed is rarely intimacy at all. Awareness is the shield, knowledge the armor, and self-respect the sword. For the predator thrives where blindness reigns, but the moment you learn to see the fracture behind the mask, her power begins to dissolve. In the end, the lesson is not to fear women, but to fear illusions. To look not at the perfection displayed, but at the subtle shadows it casts. To listen not only to her words, but to the dissonance between what is said and what is felt. To remember that predators wear many forms, and sometimes the most dangerous ones arrive with soft voices, gentle hands, and promises of forever. The truest strength is not in avoiding them entirely, but in learning to see through them. For once you do, you can no longer be deceived, and no mask, no matter how beautiful, can hold power over you again.